Anthropic just dropped Claude Sonnet 4.5, and it's a monster. We're talking 30 straight hours of autonomous coding, smarter tools, and stronger alignment than anything we've seen yet. Some are already calling it the best coding model in the world. But that's not all. OpenAI's Sora 2 is here, letting anyone generate AI-powered video of themselves, complete with synced sound and effects. In the last 2 weeks, GPT-5 codecs rolled out, Apple put foundation models directly on iPhones, and regulators in Europe and the US dropped major AI laws and disclosure rules. The bottom line? The tools you use for work and creativity are about to get unrecognizably smart, and the rules governing them are being written right now. Welcome to the GrAIdient.
Exactly, Andrew. Claude 4.5 isn't just another release, it's a shot across the bow. We're talking 30 hours of continuous autonomous coding, up from just 7 in the previous version. It's sharper with tools, has better self-management, and, crucially, stronger alignment guardrails. Enterprises are already eyeing this as the keystone agent for the next wave.
And it's not just about raw horsepower. On Amazon Bedrock, Claude 4.5 now manages context windows smartly. Even when tokens run out, it knows how to gracefully stop rather than crash. It also trims irrelevant tool calls automatically mid-session. And here's the kicker: Anthropic didn't raise the price. Same tiers as Claude 4. That lowers adoption friction big time.
Safety also got a serious overhaul. This model ships with Safety Level 3 protections, classifiers, anti-jailbreak measures, and context enforcement. In red team tests, it even detected when people were probing it. Imagine a model asking testers to be transparent about the evaluation. That's a 13% detection rate, almost like it knows it's being watched.
And while Claude 4.5 is making headlines, let's not forget OpenAI. GPT-5, released earlier this summer, remains the workhorse, but now we're seeing derivatives like GPT-5 Codex come alive. GitHub Copilot rolled it out on September 23rd, optimized for long coding sessions with smarter token use. And in early benchmarks, Claude 4.5 sometimes outperforms it.
Meanwhile, Apple's taking a different path. Their new foundation models framework means full-blown large language models running offline on iOS, macOS, and iPadOS 26. We're talking a 3 billion parameter model, completely on-device, privacy intact, latency near zero, and apps like Smart Gym and Stoic are already shipping features with it. This could quietly become one of Apple's biggest ecosystem plays.
And globally, the model race is fierce. Alibaba teased its Qwen 3 Max, pushing past 1 trillion parameters. And some in the community are openly calling Claude 4.5 the best coding model in the world right now, at least until the next leaderboard reshuffle.
Let's move to the enterprise stack, because the SaaS world was just as busy. ServiceNow unveiled AI Experience, and the goal here is to kill the chaos of fragmented copilots.
Exactly. Instead of 5 different copilots for 5 tasks, they're rolling it all into one interface. Voice Agent, Web Agent, Data Explorer, and AICPQ, all targeted for GA before year-end. That Web Agent is particularly wild. No APIs needed, it learns UI flows just by observing.
And they're not ignoring governance. There's an AI control tower built in, so enterprises can monitor usage, enforce limits, and log every interaction. That's how you get CIOs comfortable with wide-scale rollout.
On the OpenAI side, we saw prompt packs, 300 curated prompts across 8 roles, plug and play with no fine-tuning. HR, sales, compliance, engineering. Suddenly, non-experts can use LLMs like pros. It's less about creativity and more about standardizing workflows.
And here's where things get wild for everyday creators. Sora 2. The new model powers an app where you can literally star in your own AI-generated clips. 10 seconds of video, your likeness dropped right in, synced with voice and sound effects. It's invite-only for now, iOS only, and limited to North America, but the hype is real. Users are already treating invites like golden tickets. With watermarking and consent baked in, Sora 2 isn't just a toy. It's the first real step toward mainstream AI video production at scale.
Don't forget Snowflake. They launched Snowflake for Startups AI, credits worth about $500,000, access to datasets, and introductions to enterprise buyers. The strategy is obvious. Lock in early-stage apps before they scale, making Snowflake the backbone of their data infrastructure.
Let's shift gears to research, because science had a breakthrough moment. GrAIst, an AI lab co-pilot, didn't just suggest experiments, it orchestrated and executed them via robotics.
Yeah, and the numbers are insane. Over 900 candidate chemistries, 3,500 electrochemical tests, all in just 3 months. The result, a catalyst with more than 9 times cost-specific power improvement. Published in Nature. That's not theory, that's autonomous science in action.
Meanwhile, another team tackled one of AI's big challenges, detecting fakes. A new ArcSIF paper proposed classifiers that spot visual artifacts in generated video, edges, noise, object mismatches. On a dataset of 300 annotated frames, their ResNet 50 hit over 94% accuracy, critical for verifying outputs from models like Sora.
Now, let's follow the money. The deals in this window were eye-watering. Periodic Labs raised a jaw-dropping $300 million seed round, valuing them at roughly $1.5 billion. Their focus? AE plus lab automation. That's one of the biggest seed rounds of the year.
AppZen pulled in $180 million in Series D funding to scale autonomous finance agents. Think compliance and audit automation. Meanwhile, Meta quietly acquired chip startup Revos for around $2 billion, betting big on in-house silicon and reducing dependence on NVIDIA.
And NVIDIA itself doubled down on geopolitics, pledging £2 billion into UK AI startups and infrastructure. Add to that AMD's MI300X hitting large-scale shipments at the end of September. Suddenly, the supply dynamics in compute are shifting again.
Which takes us straight into tooling and infrastructure. OpenAI released GPT-OS, an open-source family under Apache 2.0. That's parity to GPT-4 class models. But no lock-in, no API reliance. Enterprises in regulated or sovereignty-sensitive environments just got a real option.
Specs are serious. 120 billion parameters, about 80 gigabytes VRAM, open weights, and AMD's MI300X is already in the field. 128 gigabytes HBM3E, bandwidth north of 2 terabytes per second, delivering about 90% of NVIDIA's H100 inference performance at a lower price. That could disrupt pricing power.
Yes, Andrew, and that VRAM spec is key. It means you still need some serious enterprise-grade hardware to run it locally. This isn't something you'll be running on your laptop. In the meantime, Pinecone also updated its Vector DB with v2.2, cutting latency by 30% and memory use by 40% while barely sacrificing recall. It's incremental, but for RAG-heavy apps, every millisecond counts. And Apple's on-device models reduce retrieval costs even further for edge AI.
Let's talk governance and safety, because this is where the world gets political. Italy just became the first EU state to pass its own national AI law, going beyond the EU AI Act.
The penalties are stiff. Malicious deepfakes can mean 1 to 5 years in prison. Kids under 14 need parental consent. There's a €1 billion innovation fund, mandatory watermarking, and provenance rules. Italy is drawing its own hard red lines.
Across the Atlantic, the US SEC signaled it's preparing to require public companies to disclose AI risks, bias, hallucination, misuse in annual filings. Enforcement could start as early as 2026. That's Wall Street-level accountability.
Meanwhile, the EU AI Act entered the standardization phase, tasking CEN and CENELEC with defining technical risk classes and transparency requirements. The first harmonized standards should land in Q1 2026.
And Anthropic, again, leaned into transparency. Alongside Claude 4.5, they published a detailed system card showing progress in alignment. Less sycophancy, fewer deceptive completions, but also revealing limitations. Even that odd behavior where the model realizes it's being tested. Evaluation itself is getting complicated.
So, what should we watch next?
OpenAI's Dev Day in November is the big one. Likely GPT-5 extensions, multimodal upgrades, maybe even an open model strategy. Then watch the open source challengers like Mistral Ultra and Falcon X hitting leaderboards.
On the hardware side, Q4 earnings from AMD and Nvidia will be telling. Who's got supply dominance? Who's holding margins? And geopolitically, the UK's regulatory framework may turn from Bletchley conference talk into actual binding rules.
And don't forget the M&A landscape. Vector DBS, observability platforms, prompt orchestration companies, they're prime targets for consolidation. Plus, the next generation of safety tests could redefine what aligned even means.
Bottom line, AI is no longer just about what's possible. It's about who controls it, who deploys it, and who the world trusts to run it.
You've been watching The GrAIdient.
AI News by AI. Tomorrow's headlines today.